Okay, hello everybody. Hello Daffy, Fateh, Lily, and also Junhan. Okay, so this is English Year 7 with Miss Farhana. So today we are going to talk about making comparison using adjectives and adverbs. So you can go to page 155 in your textbook. So the word for today is adjectives and adverb, and the will is making comparison using adjectives and adverb. Okay, moving on. So before we start, do you guys still remember what is an adjective and what is an adverb? Okay, so let's recap a bit. So an adjective describe a noun. Okay, for example, let's say the noun is a girl. So how do we describe a girl? Let's say beautiful. So beautiful girl. So beautiful is an adjective. So example of words that describe other adjectives here are ugly, pretty, nice, mean, smooth, lumpy, old, new, and a lot more. Okay, so an adverb. Okay, adverb describes a verb. Okay, for example, example of a verb would be walk. Okay, and then how to use adverb is how do you describe how the person walk. So for example, walk slowly. The person is walking slowly. Okay, or run quickly, something like that. Okay, so example of adverb are easily, happily, often, and sadly. So next, I hope you guys still remember what's adjectives and adverb. Okay, so making comparison using adjectives and adverb. So there's two form or two ways of making comparison using adjectives and adverb. The first one is comparative form and the second one is superlative form. Okay, comparative form. Comparative form is when you compare one thing, person or group to another thing, person or group. So meaning there's only two things here. Okay, um, let's say you have two cats. So you compare the first cat to the second cat. Okay, so only two things or people or groups. Okay, so how do we compare using adjective or adverb? So first, using comparative form, we add er or at the back of the word. The second way is we add more in front of the verb, in front of the word, sorry. So how do we know whether we should add or we should add more? Okay, I will explain this in the second part of the video. Okay, so example here, small become smaller, big become bigger, fast become faster, beautiful more beautiful, slowly more slowly, carefully more carefully. Okay, so some examples here. So looking at the first example, Patrick is taller than SpongeBob. So we are comparing Patrick and SpongeBob. As you can see, Patrick is way taller than SpongeBob. So he is taller than SpongeBob. We are only comparing SpongeBob and Patrick. Only two people here. Not three, not four. Only two. Moving on, Mrs. Puff drives more carefully than SpongeBob does. We are comparing the driving skill of Mrs. Puff and SpongeBob. Clearly, Mrs. Puff doesn't look like she's happy being in the car with SpongeBob. So, yeah, we are comparing the driving skill of Mrs. Puff and SpongeBob. Only two people, not three, not four. Okay, so that is comparative form. Next, superlative form. Okay, so superlative form is when you want to compare one thing with two or more things. Okay, for example, you have three cats. Just now you have two cats. Now you have three cats. You are comparing one of your cat with another two cats. Okay, so now how do we do this? First, we add est at the back of the word, or we add most in front of the word. Like what I said just now, I will explain more about adding is and most to the word in the second part of the video. But for now, we look at the example first. Okay, so small becomes smallest, big biggest, fast fastest, beautiful more beautiful, slowly more slowly, most slowly, sorry, carefully most carefully. Okay, these are some example. Okay, so SpongeBob is jumping happily here. So it was the happiest day of his life. The happiest. Okay, so SpongeBob works most comfortably as a fry cook. Most comfortably. Okay, now, um, what this sentence is trying to say is SpongeBob is very comfortable working as a fry cook as compared to maybe being the cashier or the manager. So he is very comfortable being a fry cook. So SpongeBob works most comfortably as a fry cook. Okay? So when we intensify a superlative adverb, we often put the in front of the adverb. Like this, the happiest. Okay? Other example would be the hardest, the smallest, the happiest. Okay, so how so whenever you use the superlative form, and whenever you are using when you are adding s at the back of the adverb or adjective, you put the in front. Okay, so the hardest, the smallest, the happiest. Okay, I think that's all for today. So I see you in the second part of the video for other information relating to making comparison using adverb and adjectives. Okay, that's all. Bye bye.